Meg Ryan's character fought to keep her bookstore open in the movie You've Got Mail. Well, today, independent booksellers in the real world face a growing battle to survive.
In September, best-selling author James Patterson came here to announce he would donate $1 million to help. This week, more than 50 stores are the first recipients. We're pleased to welcome James Patterson back to Studio 57.
Hi, yes, we can save that store.
So you're making good on your promise. How did you choose the stores?
We try to get the word out that in fact, we're still getting the word out. So if you're watching, if you're a bookstore owner, whatever, just all we need is a half page. What would you do with the money? And we need to feel it's a viable bookstore. In other words, if it's like a hair salon that's selling 10 used books, that's not going to work.
So what are they saying?
And a children's bookstore.
Yeah, what are they saying they do with the money?
Well, it ranges from, in one case, Andover Bookstore, it was just our father hasn't had a raise since 1988. Can you help us out? Wow. To bookmobiles, to Silicon Valley, Hickby's in Silicon Valley, and there it was. We need a better computer system. We're in Silicon Valley, and I'm surprised that Silicon Valley didn't help them out. But you know, but everybody has needs.
Why is it so important to?
Well, you know, look. Here's one author, sort of, and one of the bookstore owners has said it, I think, best. He said this is really going to help our store, but more importantly, somebody shining a light on the situation. And the situation isn't just bookstores, but bookstores as we know them. It's changing really, really fast, and they're in jeopardy. Libraries, as we've always known them, it's changing very, very rapidly.
But explain, James, why you think it's important that that doesn't change. What the benefits that we get out of that?
Well, I think on the bookstore level, it's community, it's getting kids reading, it's getting involved with schools, which I think bookstores could do, independents could do a better job, and schools could do a better job connecting with their local stores. In terms of the real big picture, it's just American literature. If we don't have strong publishers, who's going to find the next Infinite Jest or To Kill a Mockingbird? You know, how's that going to happen? And I think it's going to get hurt. So that's a problem. And then kids reading, that's a problem. You know, getting kids reading, because not as many people are going into stores now, which means not as many parents are going in.
I know there's such a popularity with ebooks. I mean, we all use our Kindles or our iPads to read things. Isn't there something beautiful about the serendipity of a bookstore when you walk up and down the aisles and find a book that you wouldn't have found on an electronic device? I think
ebooks are fine too, and good. The problem right now is kids have not made the transition to ebooks because the conversation hasn't happened in houses. How many should we have? Oh, they can have 10 phones, but the idea that they might have 3 readers, you know, and then our kids are going to buy books? Yeah, that's okay. That's an okay thing. So it will go that way a bit more than it's gone, but right now kids are not reading on ebooks, which is kind of ironic because they'll do everything. They love devices and readers and, you know, whatever.
And how far are you going to take this?
I take it as far as I can take it. I mean, I'm doing everything, you know, we pledged $1 million, I'll pledge $2 million. I mean, we'll do whatever we can do. But, you know, it's not easy being green. And we had a struggle to get the first grouping. I don't know why. You know, people, well, we'll see. I mean, hopefully we'll get a lot more people now, a lot more stores saying that, you know, we'd like.
Is there a particular store that or highlight one that you're saving that you think is really going to help a community?
I don't think we're saving any stores, but we're helping them. We're helping them. You know, it's like somebody drives a Prius, it's not going to save the world, but that's, you know, it's probably a good thing to do.
But it's baby steps, one thing at a time. Can we talk about your latest book? Because it's a departure for you. You know, normally you're the thrillers, but you're writing about romance. This is your 5th romance novel.
Yeah.
But they say that this one is more personal for you. Why did you decide to share this? What makes this personal? Why you decided to share it?
It's called First Love, and the reason that it's personal is I was with a woman for several years, the early love of my life, and she developed a brain tumor. And the story we told, and they say it was inoperable. And the story we told each other, and it's always good to have a story, and she had a seizure on Broadway, and we said, isn't it lucky that you didn't die that day on Broadway, and we have today? And that to me is a great story for life. I mean, look, we all unfortunately have a death sentence, but we can't get it through our heads. But if we could think, isn't it lucky that we're here today and we're doing whatever we're doing? You know, so that's the story we told one another, and that's a big part of First Love.
Yeah, and the thing is, everybody remembers their first love.
Yeah.
I love the title of that. Everybody remembers. Thank you, James Patterson.